Om Shanti Shambho Mahadeva. In various Shastras, Mahabharatam, Mahaa Bhagavatham are considered to be Dharma Shastras. In Dharma Shastram, specifically, I'm not touching Mahabharatam now, especially in Srimad Bhagavatham. In this Dharma Shastram means, Dharma Shastram is a combination of bhakti and jnanam. Even though bhakti is not separate from jnanam, once you gradually analyze and start finding the classifications, they will converge into one. Without jnanam, bhakti will be an antha vishwasa, they said. Superstition. And without bhakti, jnanam can create incompleteness, ahankara. So they have told these two have to be merged. Actually, what does it mean? In Bhagavatam also, when it begins, they start with a frail old man lying, young lady, taking care of that very weak person. So Narada comes and asks that what happened. Two sons. So they said the old people are their sons. Who are they? Bhakti and jnana. They started becoming, in Kali Yuga, started becoming thin. So they became old and sick. Actually, who are they? They are not, they are my sons, they said. Mahashakti, Parashakti said. Okay. Dharma Shastram is a combination. Okay, that's a story. I am not good at stories. The problem is that. So I won't be able to tell you the story in the interesting manner. In Dharma Shastram, Dharma, what is the meaning of Dharma Shastram? It is known as Dharma Shastram. In order to attain Dharmam, in order to be a proper function of a Dharmi, one has to have jnanam. Without jnanam, one cannot become a Dharmi. Dharmi in the sense, not the many of us or many people have got, most of the people have got a misconception about Dharma. Something, I am doing the right things, I am doing good things, I am doing dhanam, I am doing punya karmas, I am visiting all the tirthas, and I am doing all those which is externally looks to be very nice. They think that is Dharma. Absolutely no. They are not Dharma. Dharma, that is why these granthas have been created by great Bhagavan, Vedavyasa. He tells it in his own words that how Dharma Shastra has to be read. So he created a combination of it gives a color of bhakti for those who looks at it as bhakti. It gives jnanam who looks at it as jnanam. That's why many people misunderstands Bhagavatam as only a bhakti grantham. And only they pray, they chant, they sing, they celebrate Krishna's birthday, they dance and swing and all that on the bhakti bhava. And most of them, they go into bhakti bhava, and most of the pravachaks also, they give more importance to bhakti bhava. Nothing wrong, it's okay. But what happens, what I am trying to tell you is that since we are gone through lots of Upanishads now, so I wanted to tell you that it is a Dharma Shastram where absolute Upanishads are explained, nothing other than that. Absolute Vedic science has been explained in a different way. Here there are individuals like Lord Krishna, Uddhava and things like that are involved. Narada, everybody is involved, individuals are involved. So what happens through them, through the characterization of those people, a normal person can easily transport themselves into them because there is an object to travel to. See, there has to be some sort of an akara, a form and shape through which one can travel, so that becomes easier for them. Is why such character creation has been done by Vedavasi. Is my opinion, of course. Various opinions may be there, but I am looking at it at this way. I don't know how Maharishi Vedavyasa might have thought, but according to the Shankara Bhashya, when I read it, I also find that Bhagavan Vedavyasa also has thought about the same way how to transmit this jnaanam to the people who do not have the concept of the jnaanam or cannot understand the jnaanam in its true sense. Is why he has explained about the beginning itself when Shuka Maharshi comes and then explains about Bhagavatham to Parikshit. He explains about the complete details of the bhakti and jnanam. So Parikshit also explained, Raja Parikshit also requests Maharshi Shuka to explain him about the marga towards mukti, moksha. 7 days was allotted to him. It's a prelogue of Bhagavatam. I'm not talking about Bhagavatam. It's a big story again, and that will be quite difficult for me to take it, especially now. It has its own formalities and procedures. I'm not going into it. Just a small prelogue for it, even though you might be knowing it for my own probably revision. I'm just telling you this, that's all. So Bhagavan explains about the Dharma Shastram during the process of Shuka Maharshi explains about the Dharma Shastram. That means which is the method of moksha, mukti. Is that what he's explaining? It's absolutely like a sannyasi asking the Bhagavan for the proper moksha, mukti. You see, his status also like a sannyasi only. That's how it has been explained in that. I look at it in an Upanishadic way. Like Parikshit sitting secluded from everything. In the middle of the ocean, he has a palace or a house, whatever it is, a dwelling, where that's what the story says. He alone is supposed to be there because no other snake should not come there. So they are trying to do the protection is what they have explained. What is the snake? What is the taksha biting him or to kill him? What is the meaning of it? It means death. What he has tried to build a house. No, I am explaining Bhagavatam in a different way. Yes. How is he? Why did he build the house in between, among the ocean? What does it mean? Is it really he has built an ocean? I mean, a palace there? Or what does it mean? Bhagavan is thinking that, Bhagavan is representing that. For an ordinary person, ocean, and then there is a distance between the bank of this one and the ocean, there is a distance. So nothing can creep in, and then anything comes in, it's isolated, so it can be seen. Is what a normal person thinks and connects himself towards that. That means nothing can approach him, nothing can attack him. Only Maharishi can be there, Raja can be there. The Shishya and the Guru can only be there. Absolutely right. Now look at it. When you are listening to the story, you must look at it this way. A person After committing a sin, what he has done, he has committed a sin. Raja. Parikshit. Raja means here Raja, but whereas a person. A person after committing a sin means sin in the sense there is no sin, as I always say, everything is experience. But accordingly it has been named as sin so that people look at it as not palatable to be done in a normal course of living. He has killed Muniputra. He put that snake and then on his neck, and then he curses him and all that. So what happens? The principle is that after creating a sin in life, that means a person who is living in the samsara sagara, he commits such sins. Look at Parikshit. Logically, will you be able to, really conceive the idea that a man like Parikshit, who is a grandson of Arjuna, and with such a track record of the family, and with all that knowledge in him, is Raja, and a king especially, and a pious Raja, and who has been protected by Lord Krishna when he was in Garbha of his mother. You know that story during Bharata Yuddha. And such a person, when he is born, and he was known as a very powerful king. Because he was a powerful king, only then when Kali came, Kali said, I am scared when you are there to come, so you please tell me which are the places I can stay. Is what Kali says. Kali is not an individual, Kali is a Kala, but here, you see, the representation has been given as an Asura or a Kala. It is not an individual. We all understand that. You see? That means Kali Yuga is supposed to come. When Kali Yuga is supposed to come, when the Kali comes, he is requesting Parikshit, hey Bhagavan, when you are there, I cannot come. It's impossible. See, a Yuga which is prescribed by the nature, by the Prakriti, which can impose itself to come, like Krita Yuga has come, Treta Yuga has come, Dwapara has come, Kali also can come easily. But here the conversation in Bhagavata, if I remember correct, if I am wrong, please correct me. In the conversation comes, Kali suddenly comes there at a point where he was traveling through the forest and all that. He suddenly comes and he says, who are you? Standing in front of me, hiding. He's not coming in front, is what has been explained. He is hiding. That means still the Kali has not started, began, is the meaning of it. So before coming, he wanted to take the permission of the king, who is powerful. He says that wherever you are there, wherever you do kalpana, there only I will be there for some time. So why I am telling all these things is a prologue. How such a powerful king, such a powerful Parikshit, even Kali is scared of, the Yuga is scared of coming when Parikshit is living. And they got long life because of the blessings. And such a king, do you think that logically he can commit such a silly mistake of taking an egoistic decision, or taking a dead snake and put it on the neck of Maharshi? Is it possible? It's not just, it doesn't match, somewhere something wrong, we say. Absolutely right. Do you think that Bhagavan Vedavyasa has just mentioned like that? No. It's the ignorance of a person who is living in the samsara sagara. Even though he is the most knowledgeable and powerful person, he also can commit in a human sharira. You see, when a human body is taken, and when he, even though there are so many stories they are telling, because he was wearing Jarasandha's, that crown, what is it? Crown, headgear. Okay, that's what the The translation says the crown. So what do you call it in Hindi? Yes.
Topi.
Oh, that's it. It's a crowd. That's crowd. Okay, crowd. Okay, crowd. I don't know the Hindi of Taj. Ah, that's it. Topi is topi. किसी को पहनाना टोपी बोलता है. This is Taj. Okay, Taj is the right word. Maybe I don't know the right Hindi word. But anyway, you understood it's a crowd. They said, the reason has been told. See, Bhagavan is very careful. Vedavyasa. He's not an ordinary person. He's an avatar of Vishnu himself is what is told actually. He's not an ordinary person an ordinary person cannot write so much and within detail, so it's not possible. He is an avatar of Bhagavan himself. So he has written, he has not simply written, he made a cause also. Why he has got this buddhi? He also knows that the Raja, king, cannot commit such a mistake because he has explained about Raja is so much that even Kali is scared of him. I mean, that's the maximum what I am seeing, and look at it. The Yuga is scared of him, so how he has to reason out the mistake that he has done, such a silly mistake. Now it's only children they do it, Even a grown-up man will not do it. But then he has found out a reason, a valid reason, that too, because it is written by Vedavyasa. We cannot find any flaw on that. Impossible. He has explained because that day he went into the storeroom because Pandavas were unbeaten Chakravartis. They have defeated so many people. Jarasandha Vadha, Bhagavan himself was a witness and Bhima directed Bhima to do it. And the Jarasandha who defeated Bhagavan Krishna 14 times, as the story says, 14 times he defeated him. Bhagavan ran away, it seems. That's all intentional, of course. Again, it is intentional. So such a Jarasandha, he is a proudy, ahankari, and all sorts of, because an asura. Such a person who was wearing this crown for ages, so long, he lived for quite long. And all these years he had been wearing it on his head. And that crown, and very, very expensive, with all sorts of expensive gems and all that in that, very attractive. Very attractive. Bhagavan explains about Vedavyasa explains about the crown itself, I think more than about real details is more than about 5 pages, it is written about that. How the crown looks like, in detail he has written about it. When you look at the Bhashyam, then only all these details will come. Saptaham will not tell all this. The total 8 complete volumes of the 18 volumes have to be seen on that. So there, the explanations are totally given there. In that it is given that this such an attractive crown, Why it is attractive? He has specified it is attractive. See, it is attractive because of these reasons, which is really a human mind will get attracted towards that crown to wear it. It's so beautiful it is. Alankara, it will be really nice. And why? And when it is inquired, it was told that it is belonging to Jarasandha. Now what does it mean again? The external beauty of the crown, when he explained about the crown, it is external beauty. This external beauty of a crown, what is that? It's not the head of somebody. It's only doing an alankara of the head. Yes. And in an alankara of head, what is more important in an alankara of head? Jnaanam is more important in alankara of the head. So the person who doesn't have jnanam, he would like to express himself as a great jnani. For that, he has to make the crown very attractive so that people will look at it. Let's see, automatically. Is it not? Have you noticed people who are very knowledgeable, no, they will be humble, nice. But the others who doesn't have that, who would like to pretend that jnanam, they would like to be, showpiece, in fact, okay. So that glittering and all that, so that others should consider him as a jnani. Is it not? We all know that in our normal life also. We also say that an empty vessel makes a lot of noise. And lot of proverbs are there. That means the person who would like to be showing himself will be very, even for Paishachika or for the Asurigata, it has all been told, even though Asuras and all that has been picturized in television and comics, as with Damstram and long teeth and ugly face and all that. No, it's not like that. Shurpanaka was the most very beautiful woman, who came to attract Ram and Lakshman. It's very beautiful. Why? Because the Asura Shakti is in them. They can externally appear to be, highly beautiful, but internally Asura. No? So any Asura, they will disguise when they come. They will come as that. Putana has come like that. Things like that. So what happened is that, so what I am trying to tell you is that which is very attractive and unusually attractive, something wrong in that has to be understood. Even today I think it is like that, no? In many cases, of course. Something wrong. But what happened? Human instinct. Then if it is wrong, why Parikshit chose that? So the principle is that because Parikshit wore that crown, which has been used by Jarasandha, who was a negative person, let me call it as negative person, who was an Asura, who had Asuric pravritis, being a metal, it absorbs the energy that is being, the scientific reason. Okay. That, the negative energy into the metal, and it is kept there. So he had been using it for long years, so the metal has got the capacity of that, the negative. So when you wear that, automatically the swabhava of Jarasandha has to come in his brain in order to function. What is the explanation? Vedavyasa has told, Vedavyasa has told, absolutely a scientific process. Forget about the metal, even the clothes worn by somebody who is negative, if you wear them, you get attracted by that. If it is not washed properly or that negativity is not lost. We have learned it in our Reiki classes, and I have told you also these things. So if the clothes can transmit, and it's very nice. Clothes, environments, where the negative environment is there, where you go, you will get influenced by that. If you are not prepared to counter that negativity in you with the positivity. So much of power should be there inside you in order to counter that. Then only you will not get attracted to that negativity. Otherwise, you will always get attracted to negativity. Attracted to negativity is easier only when the positivity is there in order to counteract. Then only the negativity cannot be attracted into you. So that positivity has to be developed. Yes. Then only that high negativity can be eliminated. Parikshit, even though he is a good king, even though he is a pious king, he is a nice person, he is not a sannyasi. He doesn't have the mystical powers in him. No. Jarasandha had mystical powers. He could become big, he could disguise, he can stand on the sky and fight. All those things are there. And he can be, you know that, when he is torn and throw it, he will come and join himself. That was his capacity. That's how it was thrown, the other way around, then so that he could be killed. That's how he kills him. Such a person who has got tremendous mystical powers, whatever it is, he has got blessings to somebody, mystical powers. So when he uses the mystical powers for the purpose of the negativity, For the purpose of negativity, what happens? His negativity is transmitted into whatever he is using. So the explanation of Bhagavan scientifically, you see those days, he has written that, how beautiful it is. So because he has won. Why he has won? Now somebody will ask a question. He has answered for that also, because such things will be attractive. That which is attractive, that which attracts you, that which diverts you from your normal course of life, some problem is there, is what he is warning us. Is it not? Suddenly he did not wear that crown so many days, but that day when he went, he got attracted to it because he wanted to choose a different crown. He found it attractive. He should have analyzed it. Now, why am I getting attracted to that crown? Without inquiring, because the human instinct has come in him. He is not, as I told you, he is not a sannyasi. He doesn't have the mystical powers. He has got only human emotions in him. In that human emotions in him, after all, it's all done so many years ago. Probably it is okay. He might have thought then, let me wear it. But Bhagavan Vedavyasa clearly explains that, look, it is not that material that has been used by him. He explains that day, because he did not have the mystical powers in him, he did not do tapasya, even though he has done a lot of good karmas, and he was a good king. He was a renowned king. Everybody respected him because of his leadership and because of his qualities in him, and because of his, he has got a family from the Surya Chandravamshi. They are all Chandravamshas, from the Chandravamsha only. And he, even though he is a great personality, because of the influence of the negativity that has attracted him, why? He got attracted by that. So, he did this mistake. This how ultimately, then his mind started working in a different way. He has become cruel. Then he started working it. He started killing that and things like that. He went for a hunting and then he was killing, and then he put this. He asked for water and all that. Okay, the story you know. So the logical explanation, you see how beautiful. Even though it is in a story what happened, he goes and puts the dead snake in his. Why did he do it? He will not do it. The explanation for that logically, the explanation for that is that because even though the king was as any, that means it shows. Now you have to immediately contemplate on that, not just listening the story. Parikshit has done it. Parikshit and Muni knows about it. Taksha will come and bite the Parikshit. Parikshit will die. I have nothing to do. Then why do you read Bhagavatam? Why do you want to read such a story? No. Do you want to read? No. Bhagavan Vedavyasa says, reflect it on you. See, that is what I said, Dharma Shastram. What is that here? Bhakti Bhava has been shown in Dharma Shastra Vidhi. When you look at it through the Vidhi of the Dharma Shastra, what is Dharmam? You have to see that. Where it is Dharmam. Dharmam can come only when? Why? Dharmam has to come only with the jnaanam. Since he did not have the complete jnaanam, Parikshit, he did this karma. You know, for a moment he thought he has an authority. He is a king. I am the king of your place, you see. So he can do anything. That thought has come into him. Is what? Ahankara. Ahankara has crept into him. That means negativity comes. What is the reason when the ahankara comes? Kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. When kama comes, lobha and krodha comes. When that desire has come of the attraction has come towards the crown. When the attraction, here the crown, whereas in that case, in logically when speaking, the attraction towards the negativity has come into his brain. That's all. Yes, with some reason or other, whatever happened, because he did not have the jnanam, so he got attracted towards the negativity. So he did such an act which normally a wise man or a king should not do. Ultimately, what a human being should not do will be doing if there is no sufficient jnanam in him, is the contemplation. Then what happens? Then death occurs. The fear of death occurs, not death. The fear of death occurs, and immediately Maharishi curses him. In 7 days' time, the Taksha, even though story says there are a lot of other stories are there, Taksha has got the enmity to the Pandavas. You must be knowing about it. Arjuna had killed where they were allotted that place for palace. Gandhava forest or something like that. No? Gandhava forest. In that forest, lot of snakes used to be there. They cannot build a palace there. No. That was a place allotted by the great Dhritarashtra for them to build a palace. When they went, lot of snakes. They requested, they did puja, they did everything, but they refused to move from there. Ultimately, Nakula and Sahadeva were sent to prevent those. They prayed to them, please go away and all that. Ultimately, nothing happened. It's a long story. Nothing happened. They called, ultimately the sole savior is Arjuna. Come on, please save us. He one had to be simple, that's all. What is that? Agni Astram. Agni. All got burnt and that only few were left. That is one reason. Okay, afterwards, I think Parikshit's sons come, that they also do that. There are two of them. So when I forget the name. Yajame Jaya. Jaya, Ajaya. Jaya, or something like that. Yajame, whatever it is. That later, then all snakes come and then they die in the Yajnagunda. So anyway, so snakes have got an enmity with the Pandava Kula. So Taksha is the greatest one there. So he will come and supposed to kill Parikshit. What is that again? What is this Taksha? Taksha is the fear of its death. Taksha is fear of death. So when you are doing karma, that means vikarma. Yes, when you do vikarma, a death penalty is given to you. Death in the sense, before completing your karma, when the karma is more sinful, before completing your karma, the death will attract you so that you can take another birth and a sinful life has to be carried forward. Okay. In this life it may not be possible, so this has to be done. So he knows about it. Shastras, he knows about Shastras. So Parikshit has requested Bhagavan. Now after getting the shapa, it always happens now. Even though one is a very powerful man, he may be a prime minister or a president or a very shaktishali, in whichever way. Suppose he has done some mistake, and that too to a jnani who has got tremendous mystical powers without realizing that we committed a sin. And that man stands up and raises and tells him that, my God, what have you done? You are taking my simplicity and my humbleness as my weakness, is what he has questioned. And then he gives a shapa. Such a person who is great, as I told you in the beginning itself, persons who are highly knowledgeable, they will be humble, they will be nice. You cannot underestimate them to be weak. And no, it's not that. That's why everywhere in the Shastras and Vedas and the Puranas, they all said that the great jnanis, be respected. So as soon as you have heard so many stories. Durvasa comes and asks for food. Even though there is no food, Draupadi says that, what to do. Somehow, some excuse they found, some time, what to do, make up time. Some leaf I can bring and cook. So before that you ask Maharshi, go and bathe and come. You look dirty. So Durvasa goes with his group, even though the story is very big. A lot of net is there. It's very difficult to connect and then remember the characters. He goes to bathe, and by the time he comes back, then naturally Draupadi being the Lord's blessing is there. So she found the rice there and then cooks and gives the food. The meaning is that anybody who comes, they cannot refuse that respect and regard, and the prayers have to be done. Otherwise it's not possible. The jnani has to be respected. Parikshit, the mistake of that jnani has not been respected. Not respecting a jnani is an ignorance, is not. Even though one may not be a jnani, but one has to respect the jnanam. That is called the initial step towards the realization of the jnanam. Respecting the jnani is the first step towards realization of the jnana. That is to it. From there it begins. For that, a bhakti is necessary. See, that's how it has been brought here. Bhakti is necessary because jnanam is not there. So bhakti is necessary. In bhakti, samarpana bhava. In jnanam also samarpana bhava. It is the same thing actually. In bhakti samarpana bhava, what they do, you should say that. Puja, worship. No medium is required, Bhagavan said, in order to do puja for me. No medium is required. Absolute thought of me in you is what Bhagavan said. Bhagavan in the sense, in the prayers, that means absolute the bhakti in that. In bhakti, only bhakti means what will happen. In the moderate bhakti mein kya hoga? Only then you will be asking only for the benefits in the physical, benefits for the day-to-day life. Because they think that is bhakti. No. You can ask whom to ask. Only I can ask Bhagavan. If you ask them why you are doing it, whom to ask? Only Bhagavan is there to ask. In fact, I think I have clarified it earlier in one of the classes. I don't know. I think so. If I have not, now I am explaining. In bhakti, there is nothing wrong in asking, even though bhakti is not meant for asking material benefits. See, you have to classify it very clearly. Bhakti is not meant for asking something. Bhakti is meant for giving. The self being surrendered to the feet of the Lord, or whatever it is called the bhakti. But what happens? Being a normal human being is an ignorant. He doesn't know what is the method of, because jnanam is not there. Only bhakti is there. Bhakti is there. He is ready to surrender. He can do out of 365 days, 200 days fasting. So many people are there now. 200. Maybe behind that there is a purpose also. I am not telling that. 200 days fasting they will do. They will do all sorts of charity for temples, mandir. Every day payasam will be, naivedyam has to be given. I also can eat little bit. Dakshina will be given. Instead of 3 rounds, 5 rounds one can go. Rituals are absolutely perfect, everything is done. But ultimately, after everything, then, hey Bhagavan, please, when I go back home, see that it is ready there. That's also there. See, a person who has got sincere bhakti, even though in bhakti granthas, it has been explained in various ways. I think I can take little time, even though going more than the subject. Is it okay? Because I am so many things. Where to start? No, that's what I'm struggling. So, In Bhakti Grantha, most of the Bhakti Grantha, they have told that you can treat Bhagavan as a Sakha Bhava. So in a Sakha Bhava, nothing asking, nothing wrong in asking. Hey Bhagavan, why didn't you give me this? I want this. You can ask. With authority, you should, somewhere it is written also, when you are asking from something from Bhagavan, with authority you ask. No, you don't have to beg, he says. Don't beg. Say that you have to give me. Yes, that's what Bhakti Grantha says. And it is truly translated into the life by many people who has read this. It is in that Grantha it is written. So I will ask with authority, Bhagavan, तुमको देना ही होगा. You have seen the movies and all that. आज हम हाथ जोड़ते हैं आपके सामने. जीवन दान देना होगा. अधिकार से. With adhikar. Actually, what does it mean? Adhikar. Adhikar with Bhagavan is, whom can you show adhikar? Who is Sakha? Sakha Bhava to samajh liya. Okay. Who is a Sakha? Can you tell me what is Sakha? Whom do you explain the word Sakha? Friend. Okay, in English it is friend. No? Sakha. 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 Who is Sakha actually?
सुख दुख में जो सुख दुख में समझ.
सुख दुख में मिस करने से, okay, one of the, that's a quality, there's no doubt about it.
Something was a part of you.
Absolutely right. That is the meaning of sukha dukha mein karna, means it's a part of you. But that's not enough. This is where the mistake happens. The one who is mixing with you, helping you in sukha and dukha, or being with you in sukha and dukha, is considered as a true friend or a sakha. That means he is separate, I am separate. This comes. Sakha is the one whose frequency, let me explain in the insight, whose frequency of thoughts and thinking should be as same as you, not like this. It's called Sakha. When he thinks I have to go there, he also thinks I have to go there. Arey, hum bhi wahi sochte the. Sakha is that, that same frequency. There cannot be even one, means there is a difference. Should be no difference in Sakha. Sukha, Dukha means no difference. The meaning of Sukha, Dukha means what? We have got only Sukha and Dukha. There are two things in our life. And to be together in the sense, that is means Sama Bhavana is the meaning of Sukha, Shitoshna, Sukha Dukha, and all that has been explained in Bhagavad Gita also. Both frequency of the thought, thinking should be same. There should be no change, no difference. When there is no difference that means if the frequency of thinking is same, what happens? There will be no difference of opinion. Sukha dukh mein tumhare saath hai, tab bhi then also there can be a difference of opinion. The meaning of Sakha is that. Sakha. That means the samatva bhavana in both of them. In both of them are thinking the same frequency is called Sakha. That's why Arjuna and Krishna has been identified as Sakha. Why? Because Nara and Narayana are the same persons. Earlier, in the previous Janma, it is Narayana only Nara. From Narayana only Nara has come. They are not different. Different form and shape has been taken in order to fulfill certain requirements, so they became Sakha. Not because of friends. That way, Bhima is also friend. Dharmaputra is a friend. And many others are his friend. But for nobody, the word Sakha has been used. Only for Arjuna, Sakha has been used. Why? Because Nara and Narayana. Sakha, why did I say Sakha? Is that with authority you can ask God. Is how I came to Sakha. It's not. So what is that authority? Authority to ask means both should be at the same frequency. If both are at the same frequency, is there a question of asking and giving? It's again. If both are in the same frequency, is the question of asking and giving. Without asking, it is given. Without asking, it is given. Is same frequency. It's called Sakha. Without you asking, God gives. There is also a word. Somebody says, Are bina puche Bhagavan dete. That also we say. And the other side we say, you have to authoritatively ask. It's a contradictory statements. People may get confused by that. This is where our grants are discussed in a different way. People don't understand it actually. Person like Bhagavan, Vedavyasa, can he make such a mistake, silly mistake, which me and my small mind can understand even? How such a great man can make a mistake? Is it possible? But many people discuss such things. See, in your Grantha, this is the contradiction. Idhar mein ye bolta hai, idhar mein yahan bolta hai. He has never understood what is called Sakha Bhava because they never know what is called Sakha Bhava. भगवान के साथ में सखा भाव, ईश्वर के साथ सखा भाव. That means अधिकार से पूछो. In the sense where do you have अधिकार? अधिकार is there with one who owns. Who can own Bhagavan? Only Bhagavan can own Bhagavan, is it not? That means your status should, same thing. I used to explain that. In order to be at a higher frequency, you have to vibrate at that frequency. Then only you can be a person who attains the consciousness, is what I have told you in Upanishads, is the same principle of Sakha Bhava, Adhikar se Puchna, and things like that. So what's that? The jnaanam has to be there. What is bhakti here? Jnanam. When that jnanam is there, bhakti is there. When the jnani, highest of the jnani, like Maharishis and Tapasvis, Maharishis are the ones who has listened to the Shrutis, who could hear the Shrutis. That Shrutis could be heard only by them, only because they are vibrating at that frequency. Even the Vedas are supposed to be the Samhitas. Vedas are these four, what we have called it as, they are Samhitas. They come from one word. Re is the truth. That's all. From that only, the Samhitas of four have been divided. Vedavyasa, afterwards Adi Shankaracharya, many people. Vedavyasa is the first person who sorted it out, then Adi Shankaracharya. So they are Samhitas. See. So from where that dhvani or that sound comes, that Veda, that's called Veda. From that, the description of that comes to the Maharshis, who are equally vibrating at the same frequency of the Ishvara. That's how it has come. No? So this is how it is now. What am I trying to tell you is that, so Bhagavan, the Maharshi, the death comes. Whenever you commit such sins in the sense, that which you are not supposed to be doing it. For each person, sin is different. It's not common to all. A butcher killing the animal and selling it, or a soldier killing another soldier in the war front, is not considered to be a sin. But you killing even an ant is considered, it can be considered to be a sin. But a mosquito, when he bites, no, let me come to that level. What you should do? That's all. That is Dharma. You have to. There is no sin in that. See. There is no sin in that you have to protect yourself. There is no sin. That's why when they defense, even the court, in the event of defense, the other got killed. So he is pardoned. I think is not considered to be right. I think that's a law. It's pardoned if the judge is convinced that it is not intentional. It's in the process of defense. No, it has happened. Okay. Same way, dharmam is that. So that which is, you have to clearly identify. So for each one, dharma is different according to his own previous karmas. That's very clearly writes about the, even in Upanishad, it is written there about the next Janma and things like that. So I was initially thinking that why not I take, because my interest is to take more of Upanishads. I wanted to take Brihadaranya Upanishad. In Brihadaranya Upanishad, the Brihadaranya Upanishad has been divided into 3 khandas. Madhu Khanda, Yajnavalkya or Muni Khanda, not K, Muni Khanda. Third is Kali Khanda. These are the 3 khandas have been divided, 3 divisions have been made. In each one, there are a number of adhyaya. Madhukanda, still we can go through it. A lot of different explanations. But when you go to the second Khanda, Yajnavalkya Khanda or Muni Khanda, it is purely for people who would like to retire from this samsara jivan and take sannyasa. That's called sannyasa yoga. It is why it is known as Yajnavalkya Khanda, Muni Khanda. In Muni Khanda, to be a Muni. So it is the prescriptions, whatever is explained in that complete Khanda, is to be leaving the samsara and then taking the sannyasa. It is meant for them. For others, it is of no use. Kali Khanda is again. It's a path towards the Brahman straight away, and absolute identification or revelation of the Brahman. If one's status of mind and consciousness is ready for that, then only one will be able to really absorb and enjoy it. Otherwise, for normal persons who are in the samsara, for them the Yajnavalkya Khanda, Muni Khanda will not be, it will be probably a constraint. One will start thinking, oh, I am doing all these mistakes, I am doing all this, committing all these sins, I am doing all, every time when you know about it, you will start comparing with that. That should not happen. No, that will be a big problem. So one should be ready for leaving the samsara. Started. So I stopped it there. So I said no. Even though it's very interesting and it is, it's I tell you how to explain it. I don't know. So beautiful it is, wonderful. In fact, my the tongues and this thing that really wanting to explain it. I mean, something like that. Otherwise, then I said, okay, let me try to somehow manage this. That's what I said. So I was in confusion now, what to do, what not to do. So then I said, no, it may not be fitting for you all because you have to bring to some status towards that. Maybe later we can do it. But it is wonderful. Okay, that's all. I just keep you informed. Whenever you want, you tell me, I'll take it. Whenever. So I was telling about the Bhagavan, Krishna and Bhagavatham. So in that, I said started with the Dharma Shastram. So jnaanam and bhakti has to go together. In bhakti bhava also, when there is no jnanam, is why Uddhava, that's why Uddhava Geeta has started. That's how this Uddhava Geeta has come. Bhagavan, why did he have to tell Uddhava about what he should do? Because again, according to the Shastras, according to Bhagavatam, according to Mahabhagavatam, Bhagavan Krishna lived for 125 years. In that 125 years, Bhagavan met Uddhava at his age of 11. 114 years, Uddhava was always with Lord Krishna. Bhagavan, along with Bhagavan. They ate together, they slept together, they played together, they did. I mean, he was more or less through and through. In between some casual leaves may be there. But otherwise, more or less, 114 years, Uddhava was with Bhagavan Krishna. After being 114 years with Bhagavan, the day when Bhagavan declared his departure from this universe, he declared that, no, it's time. When he declared his departure, Uddhava cried and fell on his feet, "Hey Bhagavan, how can I live without you?" Bhagavan explains, it's beautiful it is. That Bhakti Bhava is beautiful, no doubt. Bhagavan Vedavyasa explains that. He is asking, how will I know when I should get up? How will I know what should I eat? How will I know what I should think next moment? How will I know what to do? Hey Bhagavan, without you, how can I survive? So, no excuses, no declarations. You say, I am retiring from the universe along with Uddhava. I am telling in my own language. Is what you should say. Because without you, how can I survive in this world? How can I? It's not possible. So, hey Bhagavan, why Uddhava had to ask this after living for 114 years with Bhagavan Krishna, with all those activities that he has undergone, lot of jnaanam could have been acquired by him. And if he is a great jnani, would this question arise that without physically you being there, or without physically I being with you, I cannot survive? Will that happen? He would not have asked this question at all. So for Uddhava, 37 slokas or something like that. I don't know exactly, about 38 slokas in Bhagavad, the 11th chapter of the Srimad Mahaa Bhagavatam. In the 11th chapter, Bhagavan's departure is that what is mentioned here, after finishing all that. In the 11th chapter, and about 33 or 33 slokas are the Upadesha towards to Uddhava. His great bhakta, somewhere it is mentioned as great das. It's here, in many places it is, somewhere it is bhakta, somewhere, many places it has been mentioned as dasa, to his dasa. So, Uddhava's claim also was that, whom will I serve now, is his question. Whom will I serve? Whom will I help? He asks, for whom I will bring the clothes to wear? For whom I will bring the padaraksha to wear? For whom this, what will I do? Without doing all these things, so much of time, what will I do? I had been only learned to serve you. All my time and all my janma has been spent only on that. Now after 114 years, suddenly you say, you stay alone and I am going. Tomorrow what will I do after getting up? That's what Uddhava asked. Bhagavan says, don't worry, Uddhava, I'll tell you. Is the Uddhava, that's how Uddhava Geeta. Bhagavan, two Upadeshas in great Upadeshas in the Purana, in the Bhagavata, and in the Mahabharata, Krishna's life, in Krishna Janma. He has given this big two Upadeshas, two big Gitas. One is Bhagavad Gita, which is Arjuna, advice to Arjuna, and advice to Uddhava. Both in two different situations. One in the warfield, who has never recognized Lord Krishna as Lord Krishna, who considered him as a friend, who considered as a powerful man, that's all. To him, he advises that too in the middle of the warfield. Is one Upadesha. Second, the one who recognized he is Bhagavan. Uddhava has all these activities. Who has recognized him, realized him, identified him as Bhagavan? Who knows he is God? Who knows he is God, and whom he is explaining at the time of his departure. Bhagavan's departure from the Bhakta. Somewhere it is also told, even though Uddhava is supposed to be his Bhakta, somebody said, in a commentary, it is written, you do not know. Bhagavan is equivalently a Bhakta to Uddhava, because he says, there cannot be another Uddhava in this universe. It is not possible. Bhagavan has got the same, bhakti towards him. It is not only the Sakha Bhava. Bhakti towards him is that what they have explained. So what I am trying to tell you is that under these situations, Bhagavan Krishna, his departure is decided by him only after 125 years. In this 125 years, when you look Bhagavan's life from the childhood, starting with Putana moksha. Putana got the moksha by Chakrasura and many asuras in that. Kaliya Mardana in the Balya Avastha. These are all in the Balya Avastha. Grew little bit in the Yavana Avastha, Kamsavadham, and many asuras on the way. Kamsa and others, all that. Then comes Mahabharata Yuddham, where the Dharma Samsthapanam. In order to have the Dharma Samsthapanam, all the asuras, that means all the adharmis, he created this war in order to demolish the adharmam from the universe. As far as he is concerned, there are no individuals, whether it is Jarasandha or whether it is Duryodhana, doesn't have any difference. Both are same. He has nishkasana of all that has been done. That in Mahabharata, when you explain, there is no end to it. He has created those characters, and also he knows he created his Sena. Is it not? His Sena. The Devatas have come and his list. And then Draupadi's story is also, anyway, I don't want to go into how the connection of Krishna is only not only like this. He is also faced with all those people like Bhishma, Karna and Dronacharya. Even though they were pious, they were having good qualities in them, there were asurikatas in them. Is why they could not stick to Dharma, the Paksha of Dharma. Whereas it has been explained in the Mahabharata in detail. When you go through it, you will identify in the Prathama Kanda, when you look at it, In that there is Karna Kanda is there, Bhishma Kanda is there. For each individual one Kanda is there. No? The whole explanation from where they have come, what is their past life, everything. So when they looked at it, I'm just telling only 2-3 things. Why I took only these 3 names? Because they are very prominent persons. Bhishma, even though for us he appears to be a great tyagi and things like that. But he has done a lot of atrocities. Bhishma. Bhishma Pitama has done, which he should not have done in his powers. Amba, Ambika, Ambaliga were not taken out like that. He killed people. He fought wars just like that because he was an unbeatable man, you see. He could have stopped the Bharata Yuddha. He had the authority. He tells Dhritarashtra, no, you are not supposed to do it. Vidura repeatedly begged Bhishma Pitama, you tell one word, he will stop the war. He didn't tell that. Unnecessarily for what? For one promise that he has made. I will protect the throne of the Hastinapura. Your life is only Hastinapura. How about all the other people? So does he not have to, now study, I'm just telling you the criticism on that. Is it not necessary that even though I have made a promise, I might have done it under that situation, a promise has been done. True. And it was necessary and he appreciates. It was for his father and it is appreciated, highly appreciated, no doubt about it. But when it comes necessary, is it not that it is, he himself, one fine morning, he himself walked into Satyavati's cottage, saying that why you are not asking the fisherman, her father. Well, Satyavati is also a devata, as an apsara, actually in the previous Janma it said. When you look into those credentials, he goes and he himself, gets indulged into that okay, I will not get married. Their children will be the kings, things like that. So many mistakes he has done, which he should not have done it. And then he also said, about the Amba, Ambika, then fighting war with others, and then he could have stopped the war, and he could have firmly told, okay, he need not to side Pandavas and fight. But at least he could have stopped the war. Bhagavan Krishna had told him. Vidura told him. Okay. And Bhishma's in the previous Janma, he was an Asura. Because of his Asuric pravritis, in order to give the karma bala, in this Janma, this was given. Even though he has come as this one, but his previous Janma is that. The same thing with Karna. Karna, even though he appears to be a great man, he draws sympathies from everybody because he was rejected and things like that. So that story, he attracts all that. But what happened? From the childhood onwards, he has done only those things which should not have been done. When the kings, the princes were doing the exhibition of the archery, he being whatever it is, Sutaputra, when those days the rule was that he is not supposed to participate. He intentionally did it. He was the cause of instigating Duryodhana to give poison for Bhima. He was the cause for instigating Duryodhana to make Dhritarashtra to repeat the play after the dice playing. At one point it was closed. No. He was defeated, said that okay, we are closed and we are giving you this whatever has been given, dhanam, dhanyam and all that, going back. When he was going back, Duryodhana, Karna is the one who instigated Duryodhana to challenge him again. Something more is left with him, that is his wife. Ask him to play on her. Karna has. Instruction to Dushasana was given to the Karna. Even suggestion or instruction of normally when Duryodhana invited Dharmaputra for the dice game, they too have to play. They are supposed to be. He has invited him. On the last moment, Karna knew that Duryodhana is blockhead. He cannot win. He is the one who instigated Duryodhana and made the Dhritarashtra and others convinced. Karna was instigating that Shakuni should play the game. A list of that. And he did Dharma for the purpose of fame. And he always took return of Dharma that he has done, which is not a Dharma. Once the Dharma has been done, you should not receive anything against that. Then it is not. When he was practicing, after he has trained himself from Parashuram, during those days, he was practicing in the open field. Interesting, some stories in between. Then we will start this. Many things you may not be knowing, many things you may be knowing. For fun, he killed 100 cows of one Brahman. Those days, cows are supposed to be the wealth. There was a Brahman whom somebody has gifted him so many cows. He was grazing them there and he was sitting at a corner. To show his skill, to experiment his skill, Karna, he killed. At one stroke, he could kill. He was valiant. Brahmana comes from there. He is giving a sharper. That is the biggest sharper than Parashurama gave him. Parashurama said, you will not be able to use this weapon at the right time. Brahmana has given him the sharper. You will forget to use the right weapon at the right time. You will forget at the right time when it is required. It is the Brahmana sharper. Then Karna realized that, what have I done? So begged this, touched with sweet Brahmana. I did a mistake, please pardon me. Tell me what do you want? In place of 100 cows, I will give you 1,000 cows. Brahmana said, nothing doing. He said, out of 1,000 cows, 500 are those which are having brown and black patches. They are supposed to be the high quality, which gives 10 liters of milk. I am not joking, it is written there. I am not telling this. Bhagavan Vedavyasa has explained about the cow's details. How the cow looks like. Such a cow, I will give you. Such cows, 1,000 of them, I will give you. Brahman said, nothing doing. I will not accept it. Then he said, I will give you, see, a person who is a dharmi will not, this is called debating, arguing, bargaining. Bargaining on what dhanam should be given. No. He was bargaining on dhanam. He is telling that, okay, then I will do one thing. Then I will give you so much of Swarna Mudra. Then said, get lost. The Swarna Mudra. Who wants? He is a Brahman. He wants Swarna Mudra. Half of my, not full kingdom, half of my country, kingdom I will give you. That too, whose kingdom is that? Karna doesn't have any kingdom. That fellow that gentleman, the great Duryodhana, because to protect himself, he said he gave dhanam to him. That too, whose bhumi again? Duryodhana is not a king. How can he give dhanam of that place? Which is that country Karna has owned? I forget. Angarajyam. This Angarajyam was given to him, that too, which doesn't belong to Duryodhana also. It doesn't even belong to Dhritarashtra. According to the law, even then, at that point of time, the Rajya belonged to Pandu only. It was not transmitted. The deed has not been signed. Sale deed, you see. Registrar will catch it. Sale deed has not been signed. Our transfer of property has not been signed. Gift bhi nahi kiya hai. Tax will be increased. So, such a Angarajya, half of that he will give to Brahmana. You understood? Brahman said nothing big. Okay, then do one thing. Take the whole thing. It is not mine. Somebody has given me. You take it. Brahmana said nothing doing. Brahmana was adamant. He did not accept any of those conditions what Karna has put. He said that my sharper is sharper. Finished. That's the end of it. Go. This is how this sharper has come to. So Karna's dhanam is that. Even when he took the kavacha and kundala and gave it to Indra in disguise, immediately after that Indra gave him that amaratva, one ashirvada, one weapon was given to him. He has accepted it in return. It's equivalent to that. So the dana what he has given again became ineffective. All these things, Bhagavan Krishna at the time, at the right time, when Karna's wheel got jammed in the earth and he got down and he told, hey, ho, Arjuna, tamaswam. He said, stop. For a while, save me. For a while, don't do the fighting. It is, then what he said? Hey Arjuna, tasya adharmasya. He said, if you shoot the arrows, it will be adharmam now. The moment he said adharmam, Krishna pulled Arjuna and made him sit. Now you cannot. I will talk now. He said adharmam. Then he counted all this. Which is dharmam out of this? And after this, Draupadi's Vastrachepam. Then he said about the one by one he counted on Karna. Which do you think is dharma? And lately, of late in the warfield itself, Abhimanyu Vatha, Karna was the main reason. Abhimanyu Vatha, he said dharma that you have done. Which is dharma? He has got about, Karna has got about 100 wives. Out of that there are 100 children. 10 to 20 of them were fighting the war itself. And all of them, all the Karna Putras, Bhima has killed him in one stroke. Caught all of them, put them together. And Karna was amazing. Bhima has killed all of them. So Krishna, Lord Krishna, that scene what Vedavyasa is explaining is wonderful. Bhagavan kept one hand like this so that Arjuna doesn't cross this. He put his right thumb on the front of the, he explained all that, on the chariot, and then when thumb stood, that means it's for the support. So he stood almost half standing, said, Karna, you are talking about dharmam. Do you know what is the meaning of dharmam? Then he counted all this, then at last said, come on, shoot him. For an adharmi, he doesn't deserve dharma. Dharmo, at last he said, Dharmo rachati rachita. Dharmo rachati rachita. Dharmam will racha, to do rachati, to only the one who protects the dharma. Rachati rachita. Dharmo rachati rachita. The one who protects the dharmam, only dharmam will protect. And adharmi will not be protected by dharmam. So don't play with dharmam and don't talk about dharmam. You do not know dharmam. This is what he said. Dharmo rachati rachita. So such then of course, Dronacharya, another person, great man, no doubt about it. Hundreds of mistakes he has done. Hundreds of mistakes. Again, have got into a great jnani, that to a tapasvi, a jnani, great man. He has got a lot of powers. Such a person, for silly things, he had a lot of quarrels, lot of unwanted things. He could have easily sided the dharma of the Pandavas without any. Who has restricted him? Only because Duryodhana has allotted him quarters to stay. No, he need not be, what is that? What do you call it? He need not be thankful to him, or he need not be supporting him. He should have very well joy. Bhishma again, of course, no doubt about it. So, and another truth is that few people knew. Who? Lord Krishna, of course, knew. Bhishma knew. And Dronacharya knew. Maharishi Vasishtha and all, though they are away, they are not participating in war. The ones who are participating in war, these three people knew that Pandavas are avadhya. By birth itself, they're all devatas who have brought them. By birth itself, they are avadhya. They cannot be killed. They are avadhya. Anybody, okay, one can make him invalid or something like that, but they can't be killed. That truth, Bhishma knew. Dronacharya knew. With all that, they should have definitely support. So, what I am trying to tell you is that Bhagavan Krishna's dharma in him, how he identified the dharma of each and every. It's a big, very interesting, Mahabhagavatham to explain. It's very nice. So each and every person's dharma he explains. Each kanda is there. Karna kanda, Bhishma kanda, and things like that is there. That's how Mahabharata is the most biggest voluminous grantha today in the world. There's no bigger grantha than Mahabharata. So he said, Bhagavan says, so after all these responsibilities, now you look at him. After all these responsibilities, he comes back to Dwaraka. When he comes back to Dwaraka and sits there in the 11th chapter, when it begins, when he thought he will have a cold drink and an ice cream and take a little rest there, like this. His great style is there. Like this, he wanted to lie down and maybe, little music and all that, his own flute. Sitting there, suddenly there. They won't allow him to sit, There comes who? Brahma, Bhagavan Shiva, and all those devatas and all that come. Brahma and Bhagavan Shiva comes then. Hey, Bhagavan, you have lived 125 years. And in this 125 years, why Bhagavan took birth? Before that also it should be told. Bhagavan took birth as Lord because, according to Purana, the Dharti, the earth, Mata, Dharti Ma went and complained to Bhagavan Vishnu. Adharm say, it is so heavy, I won't be able to bear it, I will have to just leave it like that. There will be disasters. You have to save me from that. The heaviness in the sense when adharma increases, it is heaviness only, it's not dharma. That means the heaviness doesn't show the physical weight that is shown. Increase of the adharma, increase of atrocities, increase of all those which is not supposed to be taking place on the punya bhumi. Because the bhumi is one of the panchabhutas, which is supposed to be sacred. Bhumi is sacred. Yes. That's why for many things, the earth is necessary for keeping for puja. little earth is kept on puja. Any murti made by earth is more auspicious than by any metal. No? Because of the auspiciousness of the earth. It's much, that's what it is told. Because of, I'm just telling you what's the principle of that auspiciousness. Auspiciousness it is because of that, is that because earth is one of the Panchabhutas, Prithvi. In that Panchabhuta, in one of the Panchabhuta, they are the lower bhutas, the higher bhutas are air, Agni and Akasha. They are the higher bhutas and these are the lower ones. Jalam and Bhumi are the ones which are at the lower end. Here, being the balance of the Panchabhutas, unless this also part of the Panchabhutas, unless it is keeping up the balance with the other bhutas, there will be imbalance in the Prakriti. See, it has to be balanced. So when that balance will, in imbalance can take place due to adharma only in Prithvi and in Jala. Nowhere else it can take place because the Jivatmas are supported in the Prithvi. So when the Prithvi's adharma increases, the Panchabhutas imbalance takes place. It's called, Prithvi said it is too much for me, I will leave it. Doesn't mean that, she's carrying a weight. It's not that. The increase of adharma. Here, again, Bhagavan Vedavyasa teaches us a lesson. Our Sharira is the Panchabhuta, created by the Panchabhutas. If adharma is increased in the Sharira, that also has to get destroyed. In the sense, you will have to take a rebirth. That means your karma bhalas will reflect on your janma. Your karma bhalas will reflect on your janma and you will have to rebirth. If you are not taking the action for that, what will happen? Another Bhagavan Krishna has to do an avatarana of that and has to kill the adharma in you, in the people. That means the Devikata in you will have to kill the Asurikata in you, which will be very disastrous. That means Unmula Nasha of the Jivatma's Prakriti. And the punishment of that is that number of janmas one has to undertake in order to cover up that. Is the lesson what we are learning from the imbalance of the Panchabhutas taking place. Because earth is supported by the Panchabhutas only, otherwise earth cannot survive. And this Panchabhuta, so Bhagavan is the one who is supposed to be the controller of that. So the Panchabhutas going and complaining to the controller, look, this I cannot bear. There has to be dharma. Then only the balance can be kept. Otherwise you will have to make a reproportion of the Panchabhutas. You have to say 80% of the Prithvi and other 20% divided to other 4 bhutas. Then only I will have the capacity. Is it possible? That means this is exactly what is happening in the human being. What is happening? 80% of your importance has been given to the Sharira. You have divided only 20% to other bhutas. So what will happen? A destruction has to take place. An imbalance has been taking place. Is why Upanishads and Vedas have told that importance of the Sharira should be in balance with the others. It's not that it is not important. Having a Sharira for a Jivatma, there has to be a Sharira. Let it be a small insect or it's a human being or an elephant. Having a Sharira, it has to have the Sharira, it has to protect itself, but according to the calculations, when you look at it, the importance is meant for the Jivatma to be promoting himself to the Antaratma and Brahman or the Paramatman. That's the purpose of his life. This Sharira, the big or small and right and wrong, Shariras have been given to you. You have assembled it and you have given to you only in order to execute your karmas in the way it is balanced in the in the Sharira is how this is to be done, is what Prithvi went and complained. Means what? This is what it is. So Prithvi complained. Bhagavan said, now yes, what you said is absolutely right. I know you are not able to handle it. When you are not able to handle it, I will have to interfere in that. So yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, they said. Abhyudhanam dharmasya. He did the avatarana. Avatarana means getting down. Avatarana of the greatest power in order to support the balancing of the Prakriti so that it doesn't go imbalance. So the Maharishis, Tapasvis, Jnanis, innocent people, good human beings, good insects, good animals and plants and things like that should be protected. But the others have become very powerful. They are destroying them. There is nobody to help them. So a greater power will come down, avatarana. A greater power will come down and take you. That's why we say that whatever said in हम लोग भी साधारण लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं ना, देखो जितने भी atrocities करो, अंत में देखो उसका ऐसा हालत हो गया, भगवान से किया. So avatarana will take place, you see. And his karma phala will have to repeat it for a number of times because he's in the rebirths. Karma phala will take place. So with all that, so much of responsibilities and whole life with struggles, from childhood, from the day he was born. Lord Krishna, from the day he was born, the enemies are attacking him and trying to kill him. And something or other, Bhagavan's purpose of living itself was to eliminate all this. With all that, when he has fulfilled all his responsibilities, the devatas, all the other Shaktis, all the powers, they were all thankful to Bhagavan Krishna, Bhagavan Vishnu's avatar. They were all thankful to him. So at that point of time, as I told you, when he wanted to have a small music, there comes Bhagavan Shiva and Brahma. They, along with Narada, comes. They all came. Said, hey Bhagavan, you have done a wonderful job. Now, I think it is time for you to return to your own real form, because that is the right way. You should not. It is time. So Bhagavan said, yes, I know it is time. Even before that, Bhagavan has already prepared. So here the preparations are given, what all he has done before that. Because Bhagavan said, because Bhagavan was there in, Yadava Kula, Yadus have become very powerful, strong people. They started creating atrocities. So Bhagavan said, now something has to be done. So he has created a situation. What happened? In this, they say, the departure, when this is the skanda, ekadasha skanda. In this, what happens? The departure of Lord is the title. Departure of Lord. In the departure of Lord, he invites the curse of the holy men on the Yadavas. He invited the yogis in order to perform one yajna before he goes. He said, look, there is a lot of atrocities going to happen to Dwaraka. So he said, he told the people, all the people who came, because all the people came to help, because something is happening there, some calamities is happening there, some asuras are killing there, something or other happening. So the whole crowd came to Bhagavan and said that, Bhagavan, trahi mam, trahi mam. Bhagavan said, look, it is time that Dwaraka is going to be destroyed. You can see the calamity is going to happen. So what you should do? You all people go to, he said that there is a holy place called Prabhasa. Prabhasa Tirtha. So you all go to Prabhasa Tirtha and do meditate. From there, you will automatically get moksha. Maharishis and Tapasvis were told to go somewhere else. They will be immediately taken up. For other people, it is Prabhasa. So two were divided into different places. Then he called the Navayogis and he said, let us do a yajna. He started doing he did the yajna. After the yajna is done, then these Navayogis were sent to, I don't remember the name, that's why I have to see that. I'm not finding it where it is. They were also sent to another holy place. I'm sorry, I'm not able to remember the name. It is known Pindaraka. So I don't remember. Pilgrimage called Pindaraka. So these rishis were sent to Pindaraka. When they went to Pindaraka, now you have to create something, how to destroy this. So there were some Yadava children and people, young men and people were playing there. And when these Maharishi sadhus were there and meditating and discussing things, these people, because they have got ahankara in them, they have become ahankaris, the Yadavas. So what happened? They called one boy, I don't know what is Samba. His name is Samba. One boy, his name. There's no importance. Son of Jambavati. Samba, son of Jambavati, was called, dressed him as a woman and made him look like a pregnant woman. That too. Pillows laga ke. Grass. Pillows nahi hai na, wahan par grass. Grass was laga ke usko, aise karke. Oh, they wanted to make fun of these Maharishis. So went to a Tapasvi, a Maharishi, and they requested, hey Maharishi, hey Tapasvi, look, this lady is pregnant. Now, please be kind enough. We prostrate in front of you. Very humble, prostrate you. Please tell what child she will get. As a boy or a girl. Tapasvis, jnanis, they see everything, These idiots, they did not understand that. And he immediately cursed. Okay, you want to know what child you will get? You will get one iron ball. That's what you are going to get. Cursed. Now, what happened? These people got scared now. Muni Shapa means finished. They know that this is going to happen. Immediately they said, okay, let us undress him, and removed all that, grass and all that. They found one pestle, that pestle, big one with a great pestle was inside, and that pestle was taken out. Now, what to do? Holding there in the hand, what to do? So they ran to their king. Those days Ugrasena was their king. Went to Ugrasena, hey Ugrasena, hey Bhagavan. Now they don't want to tell this one, they will be punished. What to do? Ultimately they had no other choice. They said that by fun all these things have happened. So Ugrasena was in trouble. Nobody went to Lord Krishna. They knew that Krishna will punish them. So they wanted to avoid him, went to Ugrasena. But Ugrasena, he said, now what to do? What to do? He doesn't know. So he asked some people, come on, grind it to the fine powder, the iron, the steel material or iron, whatever it is. They ground it into very fine powder and threw it in the sea, ocean. Now in the ocean what happened? There were waves. So some of them came to the shore, but in between a fish ate a part of it. That fish was caught by a fisherman, brought home, and when it cut, then he found there is a metal inside. Again the same shape of a pestle inside. He took it out out of fascination, he said, this will be good for me to hunt the fish. Instead of putting the net and all that, I will make an arrow with it. He made an arrow with it. This is the arrow which hits Lord Krishna and he dies. Look, this arrow. And then the rest of the powder of the iron, when it came to the shore, when it spread there, they all became grasses, which is known as the Kileraka, Eraka. The name is Eraka, the grass which grows. This grass is the one which will become great bush, and it becomes all weapons, great talwar and all that. That's what they use it for, fighting. Eraka, this will be the cause of destruction of Yadavas, because they will use to fight among them. Now gradually when the time came, Bhagavatam explains it beautifully. Well, like the bamboo forest catches fire by which way? By two bamboos rubbing each other, automatically there is a flame and fire and grace and will get destroyed. The same way Yadavas will get killed, is what Vedavyasa beautifully writes. That Upama is fantastic. Like the bamboos rub each other and create a fire, and it becomes, even though it two bamboos which creates a fire, the whole forest fire, it becomes a forest fire, the whole forest gets turned. The same way, this will cause the Yadav Kula is absolutely Nasham. At that point of time, when everything is done, Bhagavan knew all these things. Then he did that, this one and all that. Then when Bhagavan Shiv went away, he just said, it is time, hey Bhagavan, you come back to your form. So he went away. Narad was there, and Bhagavan Brahma they were there. They were presiding there, and they said that, let us call the Navayogis and have some yajnas and patha and upadeshas, they said. So the Navayogis, the 3 chapters are Navayogis giving the beautiful pravachan to the people, and then what happened and things like that. This Navayogis done that. After the Navayogis, that 3 chapters are there. I don't know whether I should go through it or not. Well, this Navayogis give them lot of advices, lot of pravachans, lot of upadesha vakya by the Navayogis. If I want to know the names of Navayogis also there. The Navayogis are Kavi Hari Antariksha Prabhuda Piplayana Avirotra Drumila Chamasa Karavajana. These are the anyway, I too don't remember these names, very difficult. I myself don't know, but I'm just reading it to you so that. And they were told to do all these things, and free from the. Then they described about the freeing from the limitations of the body, moving about everywhere. Then they were asked to move about around the world in order to give upadesha to. After this is over, they were asked to go to all over the world. These are the people, according to the Bhagavata, these are the people who have spread the jnaanam, or all the universe, all the around. So they were told to go around, and they have given, they had through the realms of all species of beings. These rishis have advised. These are the advice in 3 chapters. These advices to whom they are given, they are given to Devas, they are given to Siddhas, Sadhyas, Gandharvas, Yakshasas, Manushyas, Kinnaras, Nagas, Munis, Charnas, and Bhutanathas, and Vidyadharas, birds and beasts. These are the persons, these are the Jivatmas to whom all this Upadesha was given. That's why birds are also there, including that. They have tremendous powers in that. This Upadesha was given then. After that, okay, so many things are there, beautiful it is. Then, when everything is over, the Navayogis have completed their pravachan to all of them, and it is wonderful. In the last, the Prabhupada said, the king, the converse, it is like a king. King Nayami is asking the rishis, what are the things, no? Then they are explaining it to these things. It's on a question and answer. So everything is there. So he says, the Raja asked, the last one is there. Just read small thing, you can understand. He says, "O great sage, tell me the way by which even men of gross intellect may quickly get over this Maya, to come out of this Maya of the Lord, Maya which is ordinarily difficult to cross for persons who have not conquered the senses." People who have not conquered the senses, how to come out of this Maya is a very pertinent question. King Maharaja asked them. So, Prabuddha, one of the rishis, Prabuddha, he says, men who have entered into the married state and who therefore engage themselves in actions calculated to give them happiness and to prevent unhappiness are generally found to reap only contrary results. Wealth brings sufferings to man in the beginning, middle and end. It is difficult to produce, and when produced, it is liable to cause total ruin. What joy can therefore the possession of plenty of these ephemeral resources consisting in cattle, houses and children yield? One should understand that all the heavenly realms attained hereafter as a result of karma performed now are likewise impermanent. These heavenly regions are all relative, like the principalities of petty chieftains, equalled by many, excelled by others, and all are liable to destruction alike at the end. Therefore, hey Rajan, one who cares for his own spiritual teacher, who is versed in the scriptures, who has direct knowledge of the Brahman, who has attained the tranquility, should through sincere and loving service of the Guru, looking upon him as dear as his own self, as venerable as the deity himself. Now when I'm just stopping here, there's a comma, deity himself. I suddenly remember something, so I want to just share with you. Is it okay? You would like to know? How the name in English, where is it? Deity. Deity came, Devata, no deity came. Devata is that which has got the Devikata in him. That means all the gunas in that. Or Gunadita. The one who is a Gunadita is the Devata. So is the Devata. Okay. That means if one is Gunadita, he digests everything. That means he doesn't have any difference between this and that. It's meaning of digestion, you see. From that only, the Roman culture has taken the word and brought out the word as deity. Now, D-I-E-T is what? Diet. Even though the spelling is slightly different, the pronunciation deity, the one who diets, the one who digests is deity. So, the deity is that. In one, whoever has got the capability of digesting everything. That means what? Digesting everything in the sense to be calm at any situation and to be able to take whatever comes and able to handle it in the harmonious way is called the deity. That's why. So that I just wanted to tell you that. Deity himself, learn at his feet as Bhagavata Dharmam. They called here as Bhagavata Dharmam. This Bhagavata Dharmam, by the observance of which Sri Hari, who is the soul of one's self and who gives his own self to the sincere devotee to please Hari, he will be pleased only to such people who can be brought out of this Maya. What is the question? How to come out of this Maya? So you should behave like this. First, he should learn to give up attachment to the objects of senses, equivalent attachment to holy company. He should cultivate kindness, friendliness, yama, niyama, asana, pranaya, pratyahara, dharana, dharana, samadhi. All that has been created here also. Dhamma, 3 das are very important, they have created. They say the. Dhamma, dana, daya. The are very important, it seems. That's what Bhagavatam explains, yes, here. Well, even though the others are also equally important, he should observe purity of mind. Sorry. He should observe purity of mind and body, perform his duties, be patient, avoid vain talks. He should study scriptures, be straight forward, not walking like that. Straight forward, march. Observe continence. This Chama Dhamma Uparati Titiksha. That is it. Exactly these words. Practice harmlessness. Yeah. We have learned all this in our Patanjali Yoga Sutra, no? Ashtanga Vidya. And sameness in happiness and suffering. Okay, same thing. Samatva Bhavana. He should learn to see the presence of the Supreme Being everywhere as the Lord of all and as a Jiva, and habituate himself to live in solitude, to live without caring much for the house of his own, to carry on with cloth enough to cover his nakedness, feel content with whatever he gets. He should learn to have firm faith in scriptures. So, all this, we have already learned all this. It's all this faith. We have talked about faith. Everything is same only. No difference. It's exactly Upanishad. Only thing it has been differently worded, that's all. So, this is how one can come out of Maya, is what Maharshi says. And then comes to, he says about the Atman also. Atma has never been subject to birth. He never grows, he never weakens or dies. Is a continuing witness. Atma, we have told about the Atma. Same thing has been explained in Bhagavatam. It's why I told you it's a Dharma Shastra. One who understands these things, they will not look into that story part of it. No, these are all very valid point of it, you see. So therefore these modifications come into the perish, pure, and not pure consciousness as such. It's comparable with prana or jiva. We have learned all these things in our Chandogya Upanishad, that pure consciousness, jiva, prana, everything has been in detail. Same thing he is telling here also. Bhagavan says, here also the Maharshi tells the Raja, king, how this is. So each one is giving advice. Here it is the Vipalayana is replied. Here it is, Avirotra saying, and different rishis. So all those things here. Tantrika mode of worship also is explained in the Shastra, in Bhagavatam. The worship that what we are doing is actually Tantrika way of worship. That means with an action. The real worship is that Manasa Puja. The absolute, with all faith, surrender, complete Samarpana and Upasana and Nididhyasana is the absolute puja for the higher realms and the ones who are really conscious and attain the highest form of it. But these are Tantrika mode of worship, he says. I think it's a little bit of it. I'll just read it. We'll find it's the same as we are. If a person desires to quickly cut asunder the not of the eye sense. Why you are doing the puja? To remove the eye sense. This I have told, remember? When we do samarpana, what happens? The ahamkara goes away. The eye sense goes away, ahamkara, which binds the divine spirit to the body. Let him worship Keshava according to the rites laid down in the Tantra, in addition to observing Vedic ways of life. With the blessings of Acharya, let an aspirant receive from him instructions in ceremonial worship of Mahapurusha, and let him worship any form of his that is in his liking. That's what it is. See, very open. Our Hindu Shastra is. You can think God as you wish. There's no problem. No, any form you can do the worship. It's why there are so many forms people have created and worshipping. There's no problem. After bath, let him sit facing the image of any representation of the Lord. Purify his body by pranayama. Bhuta Shuddhi, protect himself by rites in the nyasa. Worship the Lord. After preparing the flowers, the other ingredients of worship, doing prokshana and sprinkling water on the seat. You do that, and all that. Aspirants should worship the image of the deity in the mood of great devotion with all available ingredients, or he may do mental worship to him, installing him in the heart, making ready the vessels, following the water of the Arghya, Padya and Achamana and deity, all those puja. So all this, the vidhi of the puja, what you are doing is then uttering the Mula Mantra. It's a tantric mode of worship, it is. Because there is action. This is what I said. Manana trayate iti mantra, tanana trayate iti tantra. Any action done is known as a tantra. That's all. Tantra. Tantra is that what you are doing physically. Mananat trayate iti mantra. So these are the two differences. There is nothing wrong. Tantra is necessary in order to make the mind understand it, because the eligibility of the mind to understand doesn't come only by listening sometimes, or by reading sometimes, or by any method. So probably while doing constantly, this comes to the mind, and then one learns it, is what he is telling. Then let the holy image of Hari be worshipped, feeling oneself infilled by him, is what it is. This is how the puja. So at the last of the puja, the murti you are worshipping, you should feel that you are filled with that. This is what I always say, that you are not there, that should be there. That's how it is there. So puja is over, 8:40, time is over. Now we will see Uddhava tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, or sometime later. Now comes sermon of Navayogis. One more chapter is there, and after that again Navayogis. 5 chapters of Navayogis. Navayogis are talking quite all the necessary rituals and other things, and mentally as well as physically, everything is described by Navayogis that Grahastha has to follow. Everything is taken from this, that Navayogis, from these chapters, and the greatness of Kali Yuga. Then Bhagavan also says that the time comes when the whole Dwaraka will sink. You all go to Pravasa, Tirtha, and you all go here and then Prarthana. Some people refuse to go. No, we will go only with you. Hey, you don't do that. No, you should go. He insists them, and people fight. Then he said, remember one more thing. You all should go now. Otherwise what will happen? 10 days after I disappear from the Prithvi, I go to my original form, the Kali will take over this place. So from that time onwards, Kali, when he takes over, the Kali, what will the Kali do to a human being has been explained. Absolutely what is happening, or is going to happen more. Absolutely inscribed here. What is the Kali? How the thoughts will be changed. How one will start behaving. how the Kali, in us, how it starts functioning, like, these desires, kama, krodha, lobha, moha will increase, and they will not identify anything. It is like a blindfolded person who is only functioning for their own whatever has thought. They never come out of that and that look here and there for the jnanam. The great tapasvis, jnanis, will be disregarded, they will be insulted, they will not be accepted, and only those atrocities and others, people who are doing it, they will be praised, they will be accepted, they will be taken as leaders, there will be followers for them, whereas the great tapasvi jnanis will be just left alone. All the details, everything, what will Kali bring, what destruction to the human mind, thought form and the physical form will bring, Kali will bring to them, has been explained. So Bhagavan says, therefore, better go where I am saying, so that you all will get moksha. Now, moksha margam. Now, Krishna, on the eve of ascension, he tells all these things to devas, manushyas, and everybody. End of earth, everything he explains, how the end of earth will come to the Kali, and things like that. And comes to the Krishna's instructions to Avadhutas, Sarman and his teachers. Avadhutas, another group of them, for them Bhagavan gives other instruction. And after Avadhuta, then comes Uddhava. Uddhava comes, then he prostrates, he asks for help. I told you in the beginning, this is how, there's so many things in between which I don't like to leave. She's very pleasant to read, very nice. But it's good. At least this much we should understand. And we should know that, look, these principles are, whether it is Bhagavatam or Bharatam, and why I wanted to take this was, don't think they are different. No. Many people think they are different. They are Upanishads. When we have learned Upanishads, these are all the same. So for us it will be very simple and easy to understand. That's what I am saying. That's why I was a little reluctant to take it, because same. But it has been presented in a beautiful way by Bhagavan Vedavyasa. So it is worth going through it. There is no doubt about it. It is worth going through it. And many things, new things also might come up in between. There are so many things is there in the Jivan, in the Grihastha Ashrama. Basically, a lot of Grihastha Ashrama has been covered in this, because many of the subjects are based on the Grihastha Ashrama. But they are all, now whatever I have read, even though it is Grihastha Ashrama, the moksha bhaga of Grihastha Ashrami, who wants moksha? Only Grihastha Ashrami wants moksha. So who has to acquire the jnanam? Grihastha Ashrami only has to acquire. Who would like to get the higher consciousness? Who would like to get the jnanam? Who wants the bhakti? Not the Maharishi who is already filled with all this jnana. It is for others. So through this, one listens to all these granths. Grantha. Grantham itself is that the one which is eligible to be garhya, the grahanam, the one who makes, understand it, contemplate it and use it is called grah. That's why it is known as grantha. That which is to be utilized, which is to be grahya, grahana. You perceive it and then understand it and use it, is why it is known as grantham. That's the meaning of the grantha. So whenever you read such granthas or listen to them, the tattva jnanam, the dharma, that's as I told you,